Hey guys, Joe here. So in this video, I want to remind you that if people around you, whether it's close family members, friends, people that are like business business with you, or suppliers or whatever happens to be, if they're telling you you can't do something, if they're telling you it's going to be too difficult, if they're telling you it's going to be too expensive, or that it just can't be done, it's because of a few different things, in my opinion. Number one, it could be that they are putting their own limited mindset and beliefs on you. So if they don't think it could be personally done by them, then they don't think it's going to be personally be able to be done by you either. Okay, that's option number one. Option number two is that they may be jealous, right? They may be like, if it's someone close and they're like, maybe they tried to do something great in their life or start a business or whatever it is, but they failed and they gave up, and now they had to kind of like get rid of their dreams and work for someone in the 9-to-5 aspect, which is okay for some people. For me, it's not. If that happened, then they want to, they don't want you to succeed because they weren't able to, and it's going to remind them that they're a failure, right? Third option could be that, this is especially true for friends, family, people that are close to you that have known you for years and years and years, that they are comfortable and familiar with the person that you used to be. They are not comfortable with the person that you are becoming, because a lot of times, most people, like, they stay in their day-to-day life. They don't try to improve at all. They might go to the gym here and there, start it, then stop it, and things like that. There's a very select few people that are actively trying to improve their life. That could be through the way they communicate, through their relationships, through the health aspect, learning language, whatever it may be. They're staying here, right? They're here, and like you were here, but now you keep growing and growing and growing and growing, and there's this huge disconnect between the two of you. This could be also true, and maybe not in a benevolent way, but like maybe you're their only close friend, right? And because you keep on growing and growing and growing, now they're going to be left by themselves, right? So it could be out of selfish reasons. Now, when it comes to the business side of things, if someone's telling you that, it could be for those reasons. It also could be so that way you do not get ahead. I've seen this time and time again. I've experienced it on for myself within the past months, years, from when I first started, my fence company, to now with the supplying and everything else. Like, I am constantly told, not constantly, but like I'll have these crazy ideas, like I just do. And like I will be told that it's too hard, too expensive, too complicated, to this, right? And what does it boil down to? Honestly, I think it gets on the same line as kind of relationships as well, is that, they were up here, I was down here, right? Now what they're seeing is I'm going and going and going. And I don't mean it in a bad way. Like at this point, I don't care about the other people in my industry. Like, I just don't. Like, I shouldn't say that. I don't care about my competitors, because at the end of the day, I said it now, and I said it with my own fence company, that in my opinion, there's no competition. That's just my personal opinion. The reason why I feel that way is because there's so much work out there. There just is, right? Even now with the shitty economy and everything else, there are so many people looking for the service that you provide. There just is, right? And it's enough work for everyone. There's a few select. It's like everything else. Like, everything comes down to the 80-20 rule, in my opinion, right? And it's not even my opinion. It's like a scientific fact. You can look it up, Pareto's principle. But what they find is that 80% of the money made and everything else is made by the 20% of the people. So you could look at this about the fence jobs and stuff like this. 80% of the fence jobs are done by 20% of the people, right? So that'd be 20% of the companies. Like, if you look at, there's a massive amount of companies, between like actual fence companies or landscapers or guys just in a pickup truck, whatever it may be, but the 20% do 80% of the work, right? Because I, like, especially now, like, we just deal with all the time where, like, you know, we have these smaller guys that may only do a job a week, but then there's these other fence companies, they're not our customers, but like they're doing like 15 jobs a week, right? It just happens. So that's where the 80-20 comes in. So anyway, I don't care about my competitors because, again, there is none. But, like, you know, we started here and we're going, like, you know, this was my suppliers, right? And then what's happening, and probably some are going to watch this, and I apologize, but it's nothing personal, right? I think at this point, everyone that I come in contact with, they know pretty quickly that I'm not, well, they don't know right away, but they think I'm like everyone else. They think that I'm just full of shit. They think I'm just going to run my mouth, but it's like I'm constantly. And this is finally, it took years and years for the shit to pay off, because with the fence company, it just wasn't where it needed to be at all. But with this, I see it. So anyway, they're up here, and like, you know, I'm down here, and it's like you know, they're giving me the help and everything else I need, which I really do appreciate, right? But there comes to be a point where we're becoming more and more equals, right? And what's happening is they're telling me I can't do this, right? And the reason is that it's to keep me down, me personally. Now, we are talking sales reps and stuff like that, so they may be like, you know, for a sales rep, it's just not worth the effort to like do what I'm trying to do. It may not be, right? But that's not me talking to the owner of the business. Now, the owner of the business might be like, no, it's too difficult, blah, 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 because they don't want me to keep on going and then surpass them, right? So that could be an option as well. So anyway, hopefully this helps someone, because like it's very easy to get discouraged, and like especially for me, like I'm a moron when it comes to like doing stupid shit. As far as like, I will keep on going until I get what I want. And I say it all the time, especially to my kid, and, you know, and everything, and he's 12, and I try to treat him like an adult and stuff like that. But it's like, look, I get what I want, like pretty much all the time. And it's not because I'm being deceitful about it. It's not because I'm being cocky about it. It's none of that. It's just, I personally think that when I want something, I get it. Like I find out a way to get it. And it's usually because you know, like my wife's the complete opposite, where she looks at all the problems and everything else, whereas I'm the opposite. It's like, I'm not looking for the problems. I'm like, how do I make this shit happen, right? And I just make it work. And it's not because I'm not thinking about the potential problems. I'm just not. And now it's been a life-changing, like, and I think what really helped now is that she took over the finances of the business. So she has to worry about the money side, because with the supply end, it is difficult. It makes it more difficult, you know, that, you know, especially in the beginning, like you're juggling, like you're more or less trying to, like, you're paying for all this material up front. So then you have like a shit ton of money sitting on the ground, right? And we're trying to do this without like credit lines or, you know, line of credit or terms or any of that kind of shit. Like that's what we're trying to do. We weren't in the beginning, but that's what we're, you know, sticking with. But like she has to worry about the financial aspect. You know, it is November, right? Where it's almost December at this point. Typically now I'd be worried, like I'd have to be thinking about that. And obviously I'm still conscious of it. But as far as like the bills and everything else, it's not even on my radar. Like I know she's taking care of it. I don't even have to think about that shit now, right? So that just allows me to just run and like think of where I want to go and how do we freaking get there as quickly as we possibly can. Like it's been fucking great. I can't wait. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day. If you need any help, honestly, I get busier and busier. Like I had a guy reach out, and honestly, I was very rude to him because he was being very pushy. But if you need any help or have any questions, just do me a favor and you can reply, like do a comment in these videos, so that way I can make another video about it. Or you can send me an email. Actually, comment in the video. Let's just do that because I don't want to get out my personal email address. Actually, it doesn't really matter. So it's JMIGRALA@gmail. So first initial, last name. And send me questions and I'll be glad to answer them when I get a chance, or make a video, because if you have the question, other people have the question as well. Or I can make some other kind of content around that. Have a good one. See ya.